Sexto La Fábrica del día de la fecha y ya estamos conectados con los amigos de CELLGAMES, perdón. Hi my friend, are you listening me good?
Hello, can you hear me, folks? All good. Broadcasting all live good. in El España. Viva la España. Is that right?
Viva la España. Okay, this is what will happen in this interview. I'm gonna leave you with my friend Raulo.
Awesome.
He's from Barcelona. I'm in Buenos Aires in this exact moment.
No way.
Yeah,
awesome.
really. My friend Raulo is gonna make you the same questionnaire we make all bands from all parts of the world and all the artists and blah blah blah.
Excellent.
And later we're gonna talk about the present of CELLGAMES, okay?
Fantastic. Sounds good.
Excelente. Raulo, ya está todo preparado acá.
Perfecto, sí. We are really happy to meet you. I'm a big fan of new metal music, so it's everything is okay.
Absolutely.
We are going to start with the interview. I'm from Argentina too. I'm now living in Spain, but Manu is now in Buenos Aires. I'm living in Barcelona, and we have people from all around the world listening. So we are going to start with the interview. Sí.
Yeah.
The podcast is situated. Where are we broadcasting to right now?
Spectacular. Please tell us your full name, where are you from, and how old are you?
Maximilian Foy. I'm from a little place in Ireland called Longford, right in the centre, but I live in Dublin, which is the capital of Ireland, and I'm 42 years old.
Okay, 42.
Just old enough to remember new metal.
Perfect. I'm over 40, so no problem with that.
There we go.
Perfect. And can you tell us which was your first instrument and which was the first song that you learned?
Do you know, I started to play bass. I was one of these guys who picked up a guitar and found it all too complicated. So the first song I learned to play on bass was Strutter by Kiss.
No, Kiss.
Here we go.
Why? Ahora empezó todo. Manu is a big fan. We always fight about Kiss. So, bueno,
yes.
It happens. And the first memory of you listening to music?
First memory of me listening to music, this is actually kind of a funny story. Do you remember the 1989 Batman movie?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. And Prince did the soundtrack to that and had a song called Bat Dance.
Excellent.
So I remember watching the music video for, I think the song was called Party Man. So Prince was one half Prince and one half the Joker. So I thought he was the coolest person I'd ever seen in my life. So that was the beginning of a love affair with music.
Excellent. Wow. I'm going to make a little translation for the Spanish listeners. Estamos hablando con Max, que es de la banda CELLGAMES. Tiene 42 años, está viviendo en este... Sí. Sí, está. We are happy that we meet you and we love Prince too, so that is perfect. Sí. Es de Dublín, tiene 42 años, bueno, y está tocando en CELLGAMES en este momento, y su primer recuerdo escuchando música es a través de Prince tocando en el soundtrack de Batman, y bueno, su primer recuerdo, su primera canción fue una canción de Kiss tocando el bajo, así que bueno, ya entramos, esa es otra discusión. And can you tell us, are there any places to study music for free in your region, or you have to pay to study music?
To study music? I think you study music when you buy a record. I think you study music when you go to see a gig, you know. I am not, musically trained. Everything I have I picked up. But, you know, ever since I was a kid, I went and I whether it was in an Irish pub, the guy, you know, down the back playing the guitar, you know, that's kind of how I found out about the Beatles, you know. That one guy with the long hair, you know, who was like, I was like, oh, what's this? This sounds interesting, you know, that's how I discovered Metallica. So I think in Ireland you learn, if you don't go and get an education in music, you learn about music any way you can find it. And Ireland is a very, very musical country.
Exactly.
Just like Brazil, just like Argentina, just like, you know, I think we got music in our souls. Perfect. These places.
Sí, of course. Bueno, nos estaba diciendo, I have the chance to went to Dublin, to Ireland, and the bars, the pubs are incredible. Manu no sabe lo que son los pubs de lo que está hablando, y es verdad, you're true what you're saying. In every pub you have someone playing something, and it's incredible. It's a party, always.
Sure.
Sí.
Always. Sometimes too much.
No, it's never too much. No. Pero bueno, lo que nos estaba contando que está muy bueno lo que dice. Él es autoinstruido, o sea, no estudió en ningún lugar. Y lo que nos dice que se aprende autodidacta, nunca me sale esa palabra. Lo que me dice que se aprende desde el momento que vos agarras un disco, ya estás aprendiendo música, y que se aprende en todos lados. Cuando uno va a un bar, por ejemplo, y escucha a alguien, y cuando uno realmente se interesa en la música y empieza a tocar, I completely agree what you are saying, so it's perfect. See? And can you tell us which was the first concert that you went?
First concert could not be more new metal if I tried. I went to see POD.
Ooh.
You remember POD? I went to see POD.
Wow.
My mom got us the tickets, and 4 people. We're from a very, very rural part of Ireland, so we got a lift up to Dublin to see POD with Il Nino was the support,
Nino.
Which was amazing. Yes, and Skindred, who is a kind of British new metal band, really, really cool. British kind of dub new metal mix of that sort of style. So that was trial by fire. That was a good indication of what was to come, I think.
Wow, it was in a big place or in a small place?
We used to have a lovely theatre here called the Ambassador Theatre. It was a kind of a mid-size, very kind of dark, sweaty venue, very much anyone who kind of grew up around my time, like, we'd see bands like Fear Factory, Machine Head. Everyone went to this place. It was kind of a mid-size place, but it was really a pilgrimage to see, metal bands. That's where metal bands played in Ireland.
Yeah, of course. Beautiful. Bueno, nos estaba contando su primer concierto fue POD con Il Nino y Skin Red también. I really like Skin Red. They are groovy, awesome. Really groovy. Sí. Bueno, y fue en el Ambassador, que es un lugar en Dublín que es bastante importante. Tocaron bandas como Machine Head, Fear Factory, de todo. Bueno, y ese fue su primer concierto viendo a POD. And can you tell us how did CELLGAMES begin and why you put that name?
CELLGAMES started off, myself and our guitar player Tristan Carroll. We basically, Tristan wanted to start up a Linkin Park tribute band because our band, basically after the passing of Chester Bennington, Tristan wanted to start up this band. He had tried to get me to do a Red Hot Chili Peppers cover band before, and it never happened. So when he needed a Mike Shinoda for the band, I was like, hey, remember me? I was the guy that could rap that time. So we started doing that, and we did some amazing anniversary shows for Chester Bennington's passing in Ireland. And as we did that, we got to meet lots of people who loved kind of new metal music and music of the late 90s, early 2000s as much as we did. And we were kind of like, well, why don't we try, writing some stuff ourselves? And we kind of veered away from the, the Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park sound. We kind of, bands like Static X, even bands like, not essentially new metal, but Rob Zombie. Sure. There's a lot of that in our music as well. But I do think we keep the nucleus of a little bit of rap metal in there somewhere.
Beautiful. See, I didn't know that Linkin Park was so big. I'm a big fan of Metallica, and after that is Korn for me and Deftones. And I didn't know that Linkin Park es realmente gigante, Manu. Yo nunca...
Sí, te estás olvidando de Limp Bizkit también.
Sí, Limp Bizkit, sí, lo que acabo de nombrar, pero Limp Bizkit es como más grubosa, ahí sí está más enganchado con Red Hot Chili Pepper quizás, pero no sabía que Linkin Park era tan grande.
No, I'm surprised that never anyone talk about Papa Roach, and Papa Roach in Argentina was enormous. Papa Roach here was very, very big, but no one talk about Papa Roach when talk about new metal.
Well, we love Papa Roach. That record, I played that record until it didn't play anymore.
Excelente, sí. Está más por abajo. Papa Roach es como el Iron Maiden para el metal. Está por ahí, está siempre presente.
Una banda grande. Lo que a vos te pasa con Linkin Park, a mí me pasa con Papa Roach.
Ahí está, perfecto. Sí. Bueno, y nos estaba contando que en los inicios de CELLGAMES estaba él con el guitarrista tocando, hacían covers de Linkin Park y hicieron un concierto muy grande por la muerte de Chester Bennington. Bueno, y ahí arrancaron como diciendo, che, ¿qué pasó? Hay un montón de gente que está escuchando ese tipo de música como la que escuchamos nosotros y encararon el proyecto CELLGAMES, haciendo no solamente cosas tipo Linkin Park, Mark si no se fueron un poquito más a Static X y cosas un poquito más pesadas.
Colin, ¿qué es exactamente lo que toca en la banda?
Sí, what do you really exactly play on the band?
I'm the singer, I'm the vocalist.
Sí, but only the vocals.
Essentially what happens is basically our songwriting process is Tristan will write some cool riffs and he'll send them over to me, I'll chop them up, make a song, and then our wonderful bassist Deb Finn O'Brien and Niall Carroll, our fantastic drummer, turns it into something. I've started to just write guitar and bass stuff a little bit more now. But generally that's the way myself and Tristan come up with the nucleus of the song, and the guys help to flesh it out, and our producer JSR Audio, Jocelyn Robinson from Belfast. Puts that kind of industrially new metally flavor all over it.
No, it's incredible. The results are really good. But we think that apart from only the vocals, maybe you can play something or nothing. And the band is only guitar, drum, and bass. Only that.
Guitar, drum, and bass. Yeah, we use a lot of tracks basically on stage. Tristan is very, very good programmer for tracks, synthesizers. We use a lot of movie quotes. We're big horror fans. We're big anime fans. And for instance, the song that you would have played earlier on, The Main Configuration, is obviously from Hellraiser. So I'm a huge horror buff, and it comes into my writing a lot. I like to use horror movies to frame stuff that's going on in the world today. So that's kind of like the way we like to do it. So we'll have quotes, we'll have kind of backwards masking, we'll have all sorts of groovy sounds. Kind of like think Rob Zombie. Rob Zombie does it a lot.
I was
You know the French producer Frank Hueso from Carpenter Brut?
Yes, I love Carpenter Brut. Amazing. Very, very much on my radar. I love Carpenter Brut. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. They have the exact thing with the 80 movies and that kind of aesthetic.
For sure. That's synthetic, the kind of synthesizer sound too. Yes. I don't know if Tristan has ever, brought this Carpenter Brut onto him, but I hear a lot of Carpenter Brut in some of the synthesizer parts he writes for CELLGAMES. There you go.
Mira cómo encontramos.
You have a producer head.
Yes,
that's why we ask that kind of things. Beautiful,
yes.
And a beautiful corazón.
There's another band like that is Perturbator is near to that sound.
For sure. Do you know what? It's there's a lot of, our first, I suppose, influence is new metal, but we have a lot of groove metal too. We like groove metal, we like industrial metal, and Ministry comes up a lot, and bands like that. So, and that's new metal really, isn't it? Like new metal is just metal with new things in it.
Lo que acaba de decir es perfecto.
You put the voice in the middle and very, very strong. That's I love when we talk about CELLGAMES with Raulo. The first thing I say was, "That's a good singer. You're a very good singer, my friend."
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You put so many plugins in your voice and that kind of stuff, or you are like a más classic, like a clean singer?
Absolutely. So a bit too clean sometimes. Sometimes the throat doesn't thank me in a recording session. Our latest, one of our latest songs. Obviously, we have this EP that's coming out. It's called "You Have Not Heard These Songs Before." It's coming out next month on the 10th of December. We reimagined old songs that we had written before. Basically during COVID, we reimagined them with the new band, and we put one new song which was called "Let's Go to Therapy," and that was a challenging vocal recording session. We need to put it very, very early in the set because if it's too long, some of those notes I ain't hitting.
Contale a nuestros oyentes lo que acaba de decir.
Sí, no, es que es terrible, nos está contando, tiene cabeza de productor, o sea, estábamos hablando un poco del audio de la banda, de todo las influencias también, y de que coincidimos con Manu también, que es muy buena la voz y en dónde la ponen en los discos y en las grabaciones que hace, y lo que nos estaba contando un poco que el proceso de grabación es un poco todos los de la banda le van mandando pedazos de cosas que van haciendo, y hay un productor en Belfast que es el que reúne todo un poco y es el que le da como esa chispa de sonido final para el producto final, y bueno, dice que Colin dice que es un poco difícil a veces llegar a determinadas cosas que él tiene en la cabeza, o sea que si son determinados demasiado largos los gritos, por ejemplo, ya no llega, se está haciendo el humilde, Manu, pero llega todo, me parece que tiene una voz increíble. Sí.
How about the live concert of CELLGAMES?
Live concert of CELLGAMES, interesting. We're slightly different than a lot of metal bands around Ireland. A lot of metal bands in Ireland are really heavy, so they can be kind of intimidating when we're not as heavy as the other guys. But what we do is we put a lot of energy into our performance. We put a lot of passion into our performance, and that comes through feeling out of vocals and feeling out what we're putting out, feeling out the message that we're trying to put out. We're big into a kind of a message of inclusivity, and this is a big lovely metal scene where we're all having a love affair with each other, to the loudest music possible. And so we sweat a lot. It's loud. I am probably a bit too old to do as much dancing as I do.
Yeah.
But it's a nice energy, love-filled performance, and we love playing live. We're doing our very first tour of the UK in 2 weeks, the end of November. We're playing London, Manchester, Cambridge, and Nottingham. So we're looking forward to bringing some Irish new metal to the UK.
Excellent. I have a very weird question, my friend, because I don't talk about a lot of time with Irish people and that kind of land, and I wanna talk about if in your region there's a still band of Celtic music, because the Celtic music, it's like a heavy influence in the worldwide music. Here in Argentina we have folklore with violin, with accordion, because the Celtic music came here in some years ago. You in the Irish, in Belfast and all around the world, you still have that tradition with the Celtic music, or is something lost?
It's interesting, obviously, because Ireland is a big tourist place. Ireland has a huge amount of people who emigrated from here. I think 70 million plus people around the world claim Irish descent, which is huge. One of the generals in the Argentinian army was Bernardo O'Higgins, who Irish ancestry. Yeah, so for tourism, Irish Celtic music is everywhere in Ireland. It's thriving. Irish Celtic metal, maybe not so much, but it pops up around the world. You kind of listen to. I like a lot of the kind of the power metal and the kind of weird metal stuff. So bands like Windrose and these kind of bands you hear, diddle very very Celtic coming through in kind of the most odd places, So there are bands like Primordial from here who are like kind of mixed Celtic rock and metal. We haven't got around to doing it yet, probably because we're not clever enough to do it just yet. Maybe give us a few years and we might have some.
Maybe
you, as a Irish citizen, you are proud of that semilla, that seed in the music history, or you are not so conscientes de eso?
Absolutely. Do you know what? It's interesting because I think it shows how Ireland has spread out from everywhere.
Even ECDC, Angus Young and those kind of people. Even in the rock, you are very very huge influence in the world.
For sure. And it's funny because Ireland is such a small island. And to hear just, like even bands like, obviously Celtic Frost, when you hear the name Celtic Frost, they're not Irish as far as I'm aware, but it's always interesting, New York, huge big population of Irish people all around the world, and probably more Irish metal in New York than in Ireland.
Muy bueno, pero y Manu, muy interesante, muy buena la pregunta, excelente la pregunta, y aparte lo que dijo también es para que te des una idea cómo también están las cosas en Europa. Fíjate que lo que dijo que la parte celta es para los turistas. Eso es lo que a mí me está dando rabia. It's incredible what you are saying because you are painting your region perfect. What you are saying. It happens. It happens more or less the same in Spain. I'm living here with the traditional music from Spain, and Paco de Lucía and that kind of things. It's like more for tourists now. Why? Because it's the roots, of the...
Here the tango, it's the same thing. The tango in Argentina is for the tourists.
Everybody, in every part of the world, like the roots music, it became something for the tourists. I don't like that. but
world music. They say world music.
A lot of people in Ireland, we know who Manu Chao is, so...
Muy interesante lo que dijo. You are really clever, and it's really interesting what you're saying. Perfect. See, I love what you're saying. See, es que me tomaría. I want to take a beer with you. Talking. No, porque muy bueno todo lo que está diciendo es buenísimo. What does your inspiration comes to write music?
I love creating words, creating a scene, creating a story, but I'm not a good actor. So maybe I would have been an actor if I was able to. But no, I love to write lyrics, and I love to write about what I see in the world, and I love to write about the people I meet, and I love to write about different communities, different types of story. Everybody in this world has a story, and I'm kind of telling my story through the lens of horror, metal, anime, anything that I can, the people I meet. And I'm lucky enough to have a band that can pull words out of me, it's interesting to, when you hit on you hear somebody plays a riff and you're like, oh, and you're the wheels in your head start to move. I'm very, very like that with Tristan. Tristan sends, in Ireland we call them spicy riffs. Tristan's a great guy for spicy riffs, and it pulls words out of me. So that's it's a great thing. I love completing something, bringing it into the world as a song, because we put our everything into it. Like, we're not a band that just cranks out something. We really obsess a little bit over the sound, the hat, the cool. Oh, that sounds like a little bit of an interesting prog breakdown or something, Well, that sounds like Yes, can we do new metal Yes or something like that? So it's a lovely creative process. It's like bringing a musical baby into the world.
Sí. No, beautiful. See, you look, you like to watch movies a lot. And
yes.
Did you study psychology or something like that?
I studied philosophy for 1 year, and I decided that the philosophy I made up in my head was easier to understand than the philosophy that the guy was telling me about. So maybe that's to blame. 1 year of philosophy is probably to blame for all of these silly lyrics.
No. You're clever. You're really clever. Ahí está, algo había por ahí. Es muy inteligente, mano. Muy bueno. For more questions, do you use artificial intelligence?
We don't. I'll tell you why. Essentially, I'm a person who, at the moment, my interpretation of AI is that it pulls away from people who are doing it for real. Now, there are wonderful uses for AI, including, for people who have special needs, people who want to write something but have no idea where to start. it's a great place to, I want to write an article about something, or I want to, get a recipe for tonight or something like that. But I like the human aspect of art. So whereas there's so many other wonderful applications of AI, the artistic side of it, I think needs to stay on the human side so far, because I don't know, I don't want to have to compete with a Terminator. There's already too many humans who are better singers than me.
Beautiful. I don't know if it's Terminator or the Skynet. The Skynet project is worse than Terminator. That's perfect. We really like to speak with you. Can you tell us something about the Ireland or the Dublin actual music scene?
Sure. Dublin music scene is a really, really nice little scene. We have a huge number of metal bands. The home of Irish metal is a place called Fibber McGee's. It's an old, dingy old rock bar. Every country has one. There's a few other places like the Sound House. There was a famous place called the Gypsy Rose that was named after the Thin Lizzy song. That's just Dublin. You have Roisin Doves down in Galway, that's gone, but you have loads of beautiful places. Fred Zeppelin's in Cork. Really, really great metal bars with amazing bands that run every gambit. You've got doom metal, you've got black metal, you've got groove metal, you've got bands that sound like Nightwish, you've got bands that sound like Red Hot Chili Peppers, you got bands that sound like us. Limp Bizkit covering Rob Zombie song. But it's a beautiful scene, and everybody, it's a scene where people hold each other up. We're all, the scene here isn't so popular that we can afford to be divas. We're all, mostly we're all friends, and we all put on gigs together, and we all support each other. And it's lovely because you not only get to play your music and have a stage to show what you can do, but you get to make loads of friends, and we all help each other out. So if you're coming to Dublin, go to Fibber McGee's and check out some Irish metal bands.
Perfect. No divas. I love that. No divas in Dublin. I love that. Muy bueno, sí. And can you tell us something about the future plans of CELLGAMES?
Future plans. We are, as I said, we're going to the UK a couple of weeks' time. London, Manchester, Cambridge and Nottingham. It should be really, really interesting. We're supporting, they're going to kill me because they can't think the name of the band. We're supposed to Straight to the Sun. They're really, really good UK band. Also, we are heading to, where else are we in? We got our EP launch in Dublin on the 10th of December. That's called You Have Not Heard These Songs Before. As I said, it's an album of an EP of songs that we started to record basically at the very, very formation of the band with myself and Tristan. We basically recorded these songs as a two-piece. And things are just fleshed out in different ways, and these songs turn into things that you never thought they would be. We had a wonderful drummer called Tonci Vjordmir, who was from Croatia. He unfortunately is no longer with the band, but a brilliant drummer who had really interpreted some of these songs in an amazing way. But Niall O'Carroll, who came in to replace him, has brought an extra little wrinkle to that, and he's a really expressive drummer. So it's very, very interesting to see the difference in how people play the songs that you pull out of your head. Then next year, well, hopefully we're going to start working on an album. We're going to go back and hit the festival scene in the UK, and hopefully that'll be the start of something substantial. Either way, whether it's to 5 people or 500 people or 5,000 people, we're still going to be playing music.
You have to keep on playing. It's really a pleasure to speak with you. Manu, ¿se te parece la última y cerramos y le damos para adelante? Sí.
Espectacular.
Dale, perfecto. Sí. Last question. We really appreciate to take some time with you, and we really like to pass some time, you know. I want to take some beers with you, not this kind of things. Perfect. And can you tell us, just to finish the interview, can you tell us, we are going to play The Optical World. Can you tell us something about that particular song?
The Optical World is actually one of my favorite, probably my favorite CELLGAMES song. It brings in kind of influences by everything from Deftones to, I listen to a lot of prog music, so King Crimson is in there somewhere. I like a lot of grunge music, so there's a lot of Alice in Chains in there too. The lyric is about hero worship. Unfortunately, a lot of the heroes that I had growing up turned out to be not such great guys, especially in the music scene. So, it's about heroes are hard to find and heroes are human. So, the only person you can really bank on, find inspiration from yourself, from the people around you, and keep your heroes on a pedestal. Because when they come down, sometimes they're not the people you thought that they were.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time. We keep in touch. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, folks. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
And have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Todo tuyo, Raúl.
Let me climb.